What's up, family, and welcome back to Talk Data to Me, where we talk AI, power, and the systems being built around us. Today's episode is quick but important because this week, AI stopped being just a tech conversation and became a policy power move. Now, Donald Trump signed an executive order aimed at curbing state level AI laws, and that tells us a lot about where AI is actually headed. Now, I want to say this: in some previous episodes, I have chatted about me being in favor of AI being regulated in general. Now, this will break down the minutia of how it's currently being broken down, and why this is such a huge deal. So here's the headline: Donald Trump signed an executive order designed to limit how individual states regulate artificial intelligence. His reasoning: he says having 50 different state laws slows innovation, creates confusion, and hurts U.S. competitiveness. So instead, he's pushing for one federal rule for AI. On the surface, that sounds efficient. But here's the real question: one rule written by who? Because when regulation gets centralized at the federal level, the loudest voices in the room are usually big tech, defense interests, major investors, not everyday people. And this is where the challenge comes in, because we will be affected by the coming changes that AI is going to produce. On the one hand, from an innovator perspective, you do not want to inhibit anything, right? You don't want rules, you don't want anything to inhibit what it is that you're building. However, the rules are necessary because people will, let's say this, for example, I like to use face swap technology. I don't want just boring memes when I'm promoting my podcast episode. So I'll face swap my face onto a celebrity's body, right? Here's why regulation is so important. I don't sell those. It's just for promo use. I face swapped. Obviously, this is not my body if you know me in real life. So I face swapped onto a celebrity's body, but I'm not trying to sell this. And this is why regulation is important, because people are building entire careers around someone else's likeness, their singing style, just so many different things. And this is why I feel like regulation is important, because it is a form of accountability and you need that. So, but when regulation gets centralized at the federal level, like I said, those are the loudest voices. So this order isn't just about speed, it's about control. Now, states weren't randomly trying to regulate AI. They were responding to real concerns like AI deepfakes, I just said that, facial recognition, biometric data, AI used in hiring, housing, and policing, where there was bias in all of it. And there's an episode on my page talking about bias in tech. In other words, AI already affecting people's lives. So when states stepped in, it wasn't anti-tech. It was about guardrails, i.e. accountability. Now, Trump's order basically says, let the federal government handle it. But here's the tension. The federal government is also racing to outpace China, accelerate military AI, protect U.S. tech dominance. So, and none of those things I just stated were everyday people mentioned. And the reason why I want to be that bridge between the power players and the everyday people, I am an everyday person, right? And at the end of the day, AI is going to affect every single industry. You know how disheartening it is to talk to someone who's young and who is either in the adult workforce but still trying to figure out what they want to do, and they say that they're going to go to college and you're going to invest all of these years, you're going to invest all this time, you're going to invest all of this energy, only for AI to replace you within the next couple of years. It's very disheartening and discouraging to listen to that. So those goals don't always line up with consumer protection, and it doesn't. And that is huge. It's huge because how do we navigate this new landscape? Now, how Nvidia and OpenAI fit into all of this, we're just going to zoom out for a second. Nvidia is the backbone of AI infrastructure. Their chips power OpenAI, Google, Meta, and government and defense systems. So when AI policy shift, Nvidia is always in the background. Export rules, chip access, global competition. Like I said, this isn't just tech, it's geopolitics. Now, OpenAI and Sam Altman, at the same time, Sam Altman has been calling for AI regulation while pushing rapid AI deployment. And now that contradiction is very important because it raises the question, are we regulating AI to protect people or to protect markets? And I dare say it is the latter. I don't think it's being regulated to protect people per se. And they will produce very different outcomes. It's just a reality that we're living in. But my hope is always to incite people to want to get involved in AI and not just consistently take the approach of throwing out the baby with the bathwater. No, we don't have to like AI. No, we don't have to value AI. However, we still should be a part of it because it is going to affect us, whether we want to believe that or know that or not. So here's the part I really want you to hear. AI is no longer just a tool. It is becoming infrastructure, like electricity, like the internet, like roads, i.e. woven city. And whoever controls infrastructure controls access, opportunity, and power. So right now, we know that America is leading. And some videos and some experts say by nanoseconds in comparison to China. But we also have quantum computing. And the Department of Defense is in full support of that, as well as Intel, IBM Intel. I think it's Intel, if my memory serves me right. So, I mean, America is leading in the AI race, but it's not by much. So, what does this mean for you? I always want us to have that tie-in, that hope, right? It means AI will move faster than local protections. Federal decisions will affect everyday tools, and understanding AI is no longer optional. It was never optional prior to this moment. However, you don't need to panic, but you do need to pay attention. And in whatever way that you can get involved, I encourage you. This is a step. Listening to this podcast where I discuss the different things, the different topics that greatly affect all of us. These decisions affect me as well. So the future isn't being built quietly. It's being built in our faces. It's being tested. It's being run around us. It's being signed on paper in real time. And with that being said, this is Talk Data to Me, where we don't just talk AI, we talk what it means. If you are new here and you like what you heard, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate. And comment infrastructure, because that is what's currently being built out. And I think this was a huge deal, Trump signing this executive order. I think that there should be regulation, period. And I don't just think that it should just be solely on a federal level. Because like with all things and everyone, there is a bias. That's just my opinion. And where there's bias, there needs to be accountability. My opinion. Until next time. And just a heads up, if you've been listening to any of the previous episodes, Dark Night of the Soul is currently out. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. It is a film that I created completely using AI tools. And Wonder Crew, which is my children's cartoon, is not coming out tomorrow. It's still not coming out tomorrow, but it will be coming out. The pilot episode will be coming out this month. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, this is Talk Data to me, where we don't just talk AI. We talk what it means. Peace.